So what we just did is just working grips, just trying to get holds, work on taking holds off of things, right? Seeing if I can get, that's cool, you got 2-on-1, that's great. Gives me some of these, right? So I'm just working to get positions of control. And that's kind of the drill that we've been working, okay? Just working different types of grips, different types of things. So now what we're gonna look at is that same idea, only I'm gonna start working for balance control, right? Places that put his body out of balance. And places that allow striking. This right here, pay really close attention. That's as hard as I'm hitting, okay? We want to be able to do this for a long time, so we're not just going to wail on each other, right? I just want to recognize that when I get over here, here's a target I can hit. Here's a target I can hit, right? Works that. You've got, that's it. So we have to start thinking about each other's hands, because if I'm not paying attention to where his hands are, then he can hit me, right? But notice that I'm not out here going, okay, well, my way to do it is I'll just come out here and then come back out here. I'm not looking at that. I'm looking for how do I get close? How do I control what he's doing? And I want to stay sensitive to it. Okay. Okay. So we're just going to work a little bit of that extra control when you're going for the face. Otherwise, light taps to the body. Okay. And in a minute, don't worry too much about legs and kicks. We'll add that in a minute. Right. So continuing from here, basic gripping, grappling, right? Standing, grappling, working these same places. So right now we've been working just hitting. You should be finding that once you have a connection to somebody, if they try to move or they try to hit, you can pretty easily find where that is. So if she keeps doing stuff while I talk to you, it's pretty easy to kind of figure out what's happening here. Now, one thing that I saw that I want to change, okay, is anytime we get in here and just kind of go, right? So I want soft contact. I don't want soft structure. There's a big difference between me coming here and me coming here, right? Does that make sense? You see how this, the harder I go with it, it might sting a little, but it's not a lot, right? But this, if I add to it, it's probably going to suck, right? So make sure as you're working your grips and finding your striking that you're building good structure for it, right? If I pull this arm, I don't want, we'll pull you this way. I don't want just this. I want to make sure that I'm working good structure, right? Just because we're going soft doesn't mean we don't want to practice good technique, okay? So now as we go, we working for this. I'm going to start to incorporate the legs a little bit. Go ahead, we can play a little bit. Yeah. And so now I'm going to start playing with her feet a bit. I just want to learn where putting my feet can make a difference. I'm gripping the gi a lot. I like to. If she has it, I'm going to use it.
I have a lot of it.
But this obviously works hands, neck. She got hair, I'll just grab that, right? 2 on the hands here. Okay. These things. Don't just ragdoll. Okay. We're fighting, right? Okay. Okay. That's right. Sometimes you got to break and clear the grip. Okay. There are times if the grip is right, go ahead, you can grip wherever you want. If I can get it right here is a good example. From right here, if she's not too tense, I just snap the hip, drop it right in. Does that make sense? So she's got to make sure there's enough pressure here to make sure that doesn't happen, or at least that she's sensitive to it. Okay, so just take that, lengthen your arm, and drop the weight down. Yeah, see how now it's a lot harder. So I might have to break the grip off first to do anything. And that's all I'm looking at. I'm looking at some basic grip releases. Okay, if she comes underneath, I have raising up and hitting down here. If she comes over the top, so I'm reaching low, she grabs, okay? Can come to the outside and push this over. Does that make sense? If she gets a hold of stuff like this, this works pretty good. Notice that it's not just, I have to move my body away. I put this here, I frame it out here. We'll try that on this one just in case that sounded awful with the microphone. And here, lifting here. Okay? These are ways to break the grip. There's other grips that we're going to work with. Okay? As we're working, continue to play. As we're working, when I'm throwing kicks, what I'm looking for is the ability to find places. See, that wasn't a good one, right? But this is a good place to play. Okay, why? What didn't you like about that?
Yeah, right behind your knee. All you have to do is squat and I'm done.
Maybe so. What else, though?
You had your balance too much.
I had my balance. You lost yours. Did you feel that? Okay. So, and that's okay. Lose your balance. Figure it out with each other, right? Because this is the time to figure that out. So if I'm in here and I work this, you know, I can kind of find that. Maybe I can work these. But if I come in to do it and I go to do that and I kind of end up like this, then I've got to learn that that's not where I want to be, right? We put this into practice so that we can figure out what we like and what we don't like, what works and what doesn't work. Yeah, I feel that. They try to grab your neck, look up. Take this. Notice that I'm always coming in. So I'm never, if she resets here, I don't reset here. I come in and say, I want to put my hands on her hands. I want to start knowing where she's at and start controlling that. Why? Well, she wants me this far away. So I take that away. Make sense? So we're just going to add a little bit of leg.
Right. On the grips, you want to kind of grab the gi and roll it, right?
Maybe, right? There's grips where you can kind of grab and roll a fist. Honestly, one I use a lot is just sticking the thumb in and then getting a grip here. So I've got just a fist of it, the grip. Instead of rolling this to get it inside of my hand, clamp through it here, right? Different way, same thing. It's just like grabbing in here, right? But it just depends. Sometimes I don't grip like that at all. Randy and I were talking about that. So sometimes I'm just making sure that, so she says goes to hit, and I find this and I start pushing back. Notice I'm not really gripping. I'm just trying to make sure that her path is obstructed, right? Bonus is I'm not working as hard as I would be if I was clamping down, right? And then I can choose. She's feeling that, and I take that away from her, right? Arms are always connected to shoulders. Haven't figured out a way to change that yet. So if I need to control this, I can find her shoulder, and that will tell me. If I come to her shoulder and come down, I know right where her hand is, right? So I can find these. There's the balance I'm looking for. So, thank you. So that's what we're playing with, okay? Let's try some of that. Thank you very much.